Thank you. Okay, thanks. A very good morning, one and all present here.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, and very happy to meet you again through the webinar. We'll wait for a few more people to join. Last 2 days, we have seen about the library introduction of library and information society and library resources and activities and services. Today, we are going to see classification and cataloging. Still people are joining. We'll see one by one today. First, we will go to the classification, then we'll check out the cataloging. Then I'll give you a small introduction about the mark format. This will be helpful for the last day session, day after tomorrow's, for the library automation by using library management software. Maybe it is paid version or the open source. I'll try to get the demo for the Koha, which is free source, open source. I'll try to show you how to customize, how to update the details, how to show the OPA. These are the things. So today we will just touch the mark format and AACR2. These both will be supporting for the library softwares. Even though nowadays we are all buying commercial software, I don't know why people are not trusting open source. The only thing we have to have a passion to use, passion to learn a new technology. When you implement open source, you have to do each and everything by yourself. Yes, only thing you need IT support, that if you have a good collaboration or good communication or good terms with your IT team, you can easily do it. And you have to have, as I said yesterday, you have to have a connection with the professional librarians. Then whenever you get any doubts or clarification, if you want to do, you can directly check with the people who are using open source. So today there are so many students are joining, and so I'm just showing brief about classification and cataloging. We all know that as a librarian, this classification and cataloging is a core area as a professional. When it comes to a leader as a librarian, we need to have all together: library management, automation skill, all other skills. But when you think about only the librarian, the professional skills, the main thing is classification and cataloging. Let me mute the participants. So this is the main profile as a professional librarian supposed to have, like a classification and cataloging. So we will have it, we will see the sessions today in a brief, how easily we can do it, classification as well as the cataloging, and what are the main components has to be covered, what are the main things has to be remembered. Dear participants, there is some background noise. So can you please mute your mic? Okay, thank you. First, we will classification. What is classification and order, and why we are using classification? And what are the terms comparing for the classification, and what is bibliographic classification, and what are the components or parts of the classification schemes? Mainly when we talk about classification, these we are using it for sorting the books. When you order thousands of books, the books will be mixed subject areas. So you have to segregate different subject areas and gathering in a particular subject altogether. So for that is the main purpose we are using classification. For this, there are n number of classification schemes are available, and many people and many libraries using different classification schemes. And the main and one focused library classification and widely used classification scheme is, we can say, Dewey Decimal Classification and Library of Congress, LC it means. So we are going to have today for Dewey Decimal Classification, and in India and few other our subcontinents, they are using colon classification systems, which is designed and found by the Dr. S.R. Ranganathan. but it is very less people are using. Even when I studied the library colon classification. Even the same university now they converted into Dewey Decimal Classification, because this Dewey Decimal Classification, it's very easy and flexible. Even though if you know the exact rules, you can apply. If not, you can just use the main classification scheme, main numbers you can use and classify. So that's why people started to using Dewey Decimal Classification. Still, there is some background noise. Olusegun Opasanwo, can you please mute your mic? And Dr. Vijay Lakshmi. Okay, fine. For segregating or gathering together, for the main purpose, we use classification. Okay, what is classification? Order is a system of coding and organizing library materials, like whether any type of resources, books, periodical, AV resource, maps, or manuscripts, according to their subject and call number. So if there are 1,000 books being purchased, you have to segregate physics books in one place, chemistry books in one place, all science books in different places, other literature books. So for that is the main purpose we use classification scheme. And why we have to use any particular scheme? Because when we come to as a professionals, we have to connect with all other libraries, we have to follow some other rules. When you are using Dewey Decimal Classification or colon classification or any other classification scheme, if any other library is using the same system, for example DDC, you are using Dewey Decimal Classification, even in any other library is using Dewey Decimal Classification, both the library has to follow the same rules. If you are keeping any engineering books, it has to come in particular subject area. The same other library has to put in the same subject area. For example, civil engineering, if one book you are keeping in 624, it comes under technology. The same thing, other library also has to follow. That's the reason that people started to using the particular scheme. But it differs. Yes, for the medical library, they are using different classification scheme. When you go to the international level, the US, UK, Europe countries, they mostly use LC classification. When it comes to the global level or the worldwide, Dewey Decimal Classification is widely used. Okay, catalog and classification are part of library and information science field of study. In library, this work goes hand in hand. Yes, that is true. In a big libraries, there are separate people working for only classification, and there are different team, they are doing it for the cataloging. This all together, it comes under technical services or technical librarian. If it is small library, there will be one single unit, technical unit, maybe one person will do all these technical works, including classification, including cataloging, including other physical technical works like labeling, binding, spine label, all together, stamping. These all works together comes under technical services or technical sections. The library professionals who engages in the profession of cataloging or classifying, it is called cataloger or catalog librarian. You might have seen the advertisements for the job vacancies in Europe countries. They always call it as a cataloger. Yes, there is a different position for catalogers and different position for the translators. Because when it comes to the global library, they might have a different library or different language sections. So the people supposed to have a 3 to 4 languages. If people who knows 3 to 4 languages, they will get job easily for the cataloging. The same people can catalog multi-language books. So they don't need to recruit more people. So they have given a preference for the people who are more having knowledge on classification cataloging and who's having more language skills, multi-language skills. There are main two tools used to facilitate subject access respectively, alphabetical index and subject headings. Yes, when you check any library, they may have the systems to check alphabet wise and subject wise. So these are all the main two tools being used in a libraries for the easy access. Okay, first they facilitate subject access. Yes, they will show you the sections for the science, sixth rack, they will point out the last bottommost or from the bottom second shelf, they will point out easily. By allowing the users to find out what works or documents in the library has on a particular subject area. So this is the main role of the classification. And the second thing, they provide a known location for the information source to be located in a particular place. For example, Qatar. You all know what is Qatar. Qatar is nothing but the author's three first letters as well as second name of the author's first three letters. For example, Albert Einstein. So if it is for Einstein book, we have to call it as a Einstein, EIN. So this is called a Qatar. Normally they will take it for three first letters and from the second name. So this is called a Qatar. So these two are the key points has to be understand. And there are many professionals are joining today and those who are not even a librarian. So we have to tell them clearly what is call number, what is Qatar, what is the book number, all those things. So I will show you at the end what is all the book number. And classification is simply a systematically arranged list. And whenever you go to the library, you will be seeing on the rack, they pasted on labels. They will show this is the section area, this is science section, this is fiction section, this is biography, this is language section. So they might have a systematic arranged list. It is difficult to identify the library items unless each material has a specific place where it belongs. And it makes the library collection searchable, right? For example, if you have proper classification, if you have proper cataloging systems, if it is online, they can easily browse by subject wise. If they type a keyword for physics, it will be listed out all the physical books. So for that, what you have to do, you have to keep all the physical books in a proper classification scheme with the proper keywords like a metadata. You have to give the proper metadata. It is used to assign a numerical code. For example, whether a DDC, they use numerical numbers. What is alphanumeric? If you are using LC classification, Library of Congress, then you have to use alphanumeric. Same way for colon classification, alphanumeric notation to each item in the library to indicate the subject access of the item being cataloged. Yes, these are all the three main classification systems widely used in most of the libraries nowadays. We can say the number one, Dewey Decimal Classification. It is short form DDC, Dewey Decimal Classification. The second one is Library of Congress. They simply say LC Classification Scheme. These two are the top used or most widely used classification scheme. Then the colon classification, it is mostly used in India and some other subcontinent, Bangladesh, Nepal, they are also using our colon classification schemes. DDC is designed as a numerical breakdown. You all know that. I will show you the numbers, the main class subdivisions I'll show you. And LC, Library of Congress, is designed a alphanumeric system. So at the end of the day, fifth day, you'll be having small quiz, online quiz. So these questions will be asked. What is DDC? What is LC? Whether DDC is numerical or alphanumerical. So these are all the simple questions will be asked. And for the medical library, there are few other classification schemes. are also exist, usually designed for the special libraries. Mainly for the medical libraries, they are using National Library of Medicine, NLM, and medical subject headings you are using for the subject headings. In many countries, they use the subject heading. In India, normally people, what we do in general, in small libraries, they use only the keywords. We will enter only keywords. But in big libraries, like a national library, even in foreign university libraries, they use the subject headings. When they use subject headings, for example, only physics books, we use only the physics as a keyword. But when it comes to the the subject headings, under physics, whatever the topics are being covered with a particular book, they will add into as a subject heading. So when the term entered as a metadata, when the people search, it will be easily pop up. So the same resources can be used multi-purpose or multi-time. If you use only physics, when they search physics, this book, wherever they find only physics will appear. So the subject headings will add more visibility. And few other classification schemes, Bliss bibliographic classification and Dickinson classification and Universal Decimal Classification, UDC. UDC also same like colon classification, faceted systems. And UDC also being used, but not in a wide range. Very few libraries are using universal decimal classification. Universal decimal classifications. This universal decimal classification also a little complicated since it is faceted systems. That's why people started using colon classifications. And some other specific classification systems in other languages. Nippon decimal classifications and Chinese library classification, Korean decimal classification, because they are against the Westerners. These Chinese and Korean people, they want to have their own. So they have made a different classification schemes and they are following it. And some of the classification schemes are the terms we have to know. Mainly for the, when it comes to the Dewey Decimal classification systems, there are schedule, table, and index. We should know what is all those things. The Dewey Decimal classification found or conceived by Melville Dewey in 1873 and the first published in 1876. The DDC is published by OCLC, Online Computer Library Center. Normally the books, I will show you the image, it has 4 volumes normally, the Dewey Decimal classifications. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4. What are all those things, 4 volumes? I will come back. So, but before we check, the first volume is a table. The second and third comes under schedule. And the fourth one is relative index. So these are all the 4 volumes, and Dewey Decimal Classification 23 edition is the latest one. It is published in 2011, and after that they stopped publishing the print edition. Nowadays only online and web Dewey is available. If you want, then only they will print on demand. Otherwise you cannot buy any books. Only Amazon, they are selling books, whatever the stocks they have. That's it. Now they stop printing. If people want, we can go for web Dewey. The link is being provided. Okay, so these are all the terms we have to know. What is schedule? What is tables? What is summaries? This schedule, in the sense, these are the part of a classification systems that list known topics and assigned basic numbers of numbering or alphanumeric combinations to them. If it is using DDC, only numeric. If it is LC, alphanumeric. In which subjects are listed in a systematic shows in the numerical order with their relationship. For example, if it is science, under science category, they will put all the science sections for physics, chemistry, mathematics, all together they will put it in under science. I will show you the samples, then you will come to know. And what is the table? These tables in the 23rd edition, there are 6 tables are available. But the earlier editions, there were 7 tables. Maybe then you will not get confused. When you have the lower edition, it has 7 tables. But the latest edition has only 6 tables. And I will show you what are those tables and how it can be used. And summaries. In DDC, everything is organized in a group of 10 main classes. The DDD has included its classification book, 3 summaries that shows how information is organized in this classification system. The first summary lists 10 main classes. These 10 main classes we all supposed to keep it in our mind as a librarian. And the second one is 100 division, the same 10 section they divided by another 10 sections. And the third summary, it comes to 1000. Each 100 they divided into another 100 categories or 10 categories. So 10, 100 and 1000. These are all the 3 summaries. I will send you the sample documents. I will open and I will show you also. And notation. What is notation? When you want to compare 2 categories, for example, you know the physics is a one subject. But when it comes to Indian physics, for example, Indian physics, particular Indian physics, you have to combine 2 subjects areas. India is a geographical area and the physics is a subject area. When you want to combine both, there are some notations. It is being given in a table. When you check the schedule, I will tell you how the order has to be go. But when you check the table, they will give some standard or some rules. When you connect 2 subjects or 3 subjects or 4 subjects areas. So that is called a notation when you combine the numbers, when you combine 2 subject areas, when you combine different domains. This is called notations. And the book number, what is book number? When you see it in a library, you might have seen the library books, and under the book, the spine, this side is the spine. For example, yeah, this is the books, they arranged this way. This is the spine of the book. Like we, as a people, human, we have a spinal cord, right? The same way book also has a spine. So when they put under the down, some labels they will put. See, the third image, you will be seeing the labels. So this is called a spine label. So this spine label, they have to given the details. What are the details they used to give? Classification number, cutter, year of publications, and accession number. This all together comes under book number. It is being called as a book number, these all 3. And what is the call number? Call number is nothing but the classification number and the cutter. You know what is all classification number? We are going to see it today. Just a minute, I'll mute the participants. There is some background noise. Okay, thank you. So the call number is nothing but the classification number and the cutter. Both the combination is called call number, because when you given a call number, easily you can locate the book from the shelves. Okay, now we are going to see the Dewey Decimal classifications. The Dewey Decimal classification has been splitted in 3 summaries. The first summary, 10 main classes. So these are all the 10 main classes. It starts from 000 up to 900. This, as a librarian, we have to remember these 10 main classes. When you purchase 1000 books, you should know at least the particular book goes to which subject area, which main class area. So this is the main librarian's task. The first 00, it is called computer science, information and general works. Then the 100, philosophy and psychology. Then 200, religion. 300, social science. 400, language. Whatever the language across the globe, it all comes under 400. And 500, all science, as we said, physics, chemistry, maths, whatever the pure science, anything it comes, they will put all together in under the science category. And 600, technology, whatever the engineering, computer science, biotechnology, all the technological books comes under technology. Then arts and recreation, drawing, architecture, everything comes under this 700. And what is 800? Literature, fiction, drama, biography. I mean, this all those things comes under literature. And 900, history and geography, related to history, US history, Indian history, if any other geography, it's these related books comes under 900. So these are all the main classification schemes. If how as a librarian you have to remember these main classes. I have given the link down. If you click, you will be having the online Dewey Decimal Classifications number. And the second one, another 100 divisions. I'll just click, we will see whether it goes or not. Yeah, it's opening. Let me share the screen. Yeah, this is the screen. Can any one of you can mute, I mean, unmute and tell me whether the link is being shown or you are seeing the PPT?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
We
sir.
are seeing the.
Sorry? Let me
Yes,
share
we
it.
are able to see the picture.
Okay, fine.
Able to see the PPT, sir.
Okay.
Yes, able to see, sir.
Okay, fine, ma'am. Thank you. So this is the link. I will share it later. See, it has all the another 100 sections. First 10 section summary, main classes. Then another 100 sections. For example, if it is comes under 100, 00, 0010, 020, library science, it's all, whatever the library science comes, it's all comes under 020, 020. Then anything related to encyclopedia or fact book, yearbook, it's all comes under 030. So when you have these sections, this is enough. You can easily classify all your books. You don't need to worry about, you have to give a particular specific subject area. I will show you even how simply you can do classifications. So these are all the 100 divisions. So all 1000, it covers 1000 sections. For example, 200, whatever the religion, it's all comes under this. This is the science sections. All the science comes under this. 500 is a natural science, 510 is a mathematics. Under mathematics, 512 is algebra, 513 is arithmetic, 515 is 516 is geometry. So when any books comes, you can easily add the books into the particular subject area. So this PPT also, I mean this a PDF file, I'll share it to you at the end of the session, as well as the links I have given in my PowerPoint. So when you want to search any topic, you can easily find and you can put in the particular subject area. Okay, let me go to the PowerPoint presentation. So these are all the 100 and 1000 sections, and the down I have given a web DB decimal classification. For example, if you want to purchase online books or online DB decimal classification, this is the link. Nowadays people, they don't buy physical sections. If you are going to set a new library, when you want to purchase, you can better buy the web DB decimal classifications. There will be a training also will be provided once you purchase. This is the link. Same way, whatever we have seen, it will be there in the online. All 4 volumes are being given as a soft copy. And as a 23 Dewey Decimal Classification, it was published in 2011, and later 2015 they updated. Now they are keep on updating whatever the missing sections and new subject areas. They are updating and they are giving it as a web Dewey. So these are all the 4 volumes. The first volume, standard tables, standards and the tables will be available. And the second volumes, schedule the subject areas, what we have seen now, whether physics or any, I'm sorry, there is some background noise. Dear participants, can you please mute so that others can be listen clearly? Asha Gupta, please mute your. Anamika Mishra, please mute your mic. So this is the link I have given. So you can click the Dewey, web Dewey. You have to subscribe. You have to pay.
Sorry, sir. It's Anamika Misra. I mute my speaker, sir. Already when I classes, sir.
Fine, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Please. Okay, so this is the link. This is the 4 volumes. When you want to find any books classification number, first you have to check the relative index, 4th volume. It will be given as alphabet wise. If you want to try for physics, you have to check in a P. If you want to check mathematics, algebra mathematics or anything, direct mathematics, you have to check in alphabet or in M mathematics. When you check the 4th volume relative index, they have given some numbers. For example, if you check civil engineering, you have to check engineering first because the main subject area is engineering. When you check the engineering, under engineering, you will be finding civil. So you have to take the civil engineering number. If you want to make sure this is the correct number, then you have to check, for example, civil engineering, it comes 624. If I'm not wrong, 624. This 624, you have to check in the volume 3 because volume 3 comes 600 to 999, 900. So take out this volume and you have to check 624, what is exact title or what is exact subject it comes. So first you have to check the relative index. Any title or any topic, if you want to search, you have to take the first 4th volume, relative index. Once you check the relative index, then what number has given, accordingly you have to check the schedule, whether 2nd volume or the 3rd volume. You have to go and check. From there, they have given a rules, particular rules. If there is any rules, they mention go to the particular table. For example, same civil engineering in Ethiopia. Civil engineering in Ethiopia. We know the civil engineering comes under civil. We found civil engineering. Then Ethiopia. How you will be combining these two numbers? 624 is for the civil engineering. Then what is Ethiopia? When you check, you have to check the relative index. When you check the relative index, they might have given some numbers. When you check the particular number in a schedule, in the schedule they have given some rules. You have to go to the particular table. Then only you have to go to the first volume. So this is the procedure. You should not go from the first volume. You have to go from the back side, 4th volume first. Then within these two, any of the volume 2 or 3, then you have to go to the first volume. Then whatever the rules they have set, you have to follow. I'm sorry. And these are all the 4 volumes. When you comes to, or when you check for any titles or any topics, you first have to go to the relative index by checking the index alphabet wise. For example, civil engineering, you have to check civil first. Under civil, you will be finding engineering, or you have to check engineering first. Under engineering, you will be finding civil. Then take that particular number, civil engineering, they may mention the 624. Then the same 624, you have to go back and check in the schedule. 600 you have to check because we all know that 600 comes for the technology. Then go to the third volume and check 624. If 624 is a civil engineering, then you can feel free to add the same number. You can keep the number for the particular book. Then for example, if you want to add any, as I said, civil engineering in Ethiopia or Ethiopian civil engineering, when you want to check this Ethiopia, you have to add two civil engineering subject and geography, Ethiopia. Then when you check Ethiopia, they might have ask you to go to the tables. So these are all the 6 tables are being available in the 23rd edition. I will start in few minutes because there are some other people who has to join. And I have to go a little fast because I have to cover even the cataloging. So please people be okay. We'll start. There are people are not joining it. So you have to be focused. When you want to combine any two subjects, you will be directed to the tables. When you given a table, any rules, these are all the tables are available in 23rd edition. 6 tables are available. The first one, standard subdivisions. The second one is, see, geographic area, historical period. For example, civil engineering in Ethiopia during 19th century, 19th century architecture. When it comes like this periodical, historical periodical, you have to go to the table number 2. When you go to the particular historical period, they have given some rules, how to join, how to combine. For example, if you want to add the fiction, any English fictions, or the title itself, English fictions. We all know that fictions comes for literature, 800. But when it comes to fictions, they may given ask you to go to the literature section here in the table for particular subject area. Table 3 shows individual literature. When it comes to the English language, it goes to 23. Then how to add 800 plus 23? So these are all the conditions have been given in the table 3. So you have to check. And then what is fourth? Subdivision of individual languages. For example, French drama. When it comes to French drama we know it comes under 800. When it comes French, you have to check the table 4. When you check alphabet wise, in the relative index, they may have given some number. The same number you have to check in the schedule. And under the schedule, they have direct you to check in the table 4. Under the table 4, whatever the rules comes, you have to follow. Same way. And table 5, ethnic and national group table. Some ethnical, like Indian. India is different, Indian is different. Indian is a ethnical groups. India is a country. Same way for China. China is a country, Chinese is a ethical group. So when it comes to Chinese geography or Chinese literature, you have to check the Chinese ethical group under the table 5, how to combine both these two subject areas. Same way for the language. Table 6, specifically for the languages. So these are all the 6 tables is covered in DDC 23rd edition. Okay, I have to combine for the spine label. See, this is what the people got stuck. When you are the new librarian, you have to check what is spine, what is the book number, what is the cutter, publications, what are the spine details has to be given. Mainly throughout the international level, they follow all these 4 categories in a spine label. First, classification number, cutter, year of publication, and accession number. See, the spine label will be like this. Any of the book spine, they will stick on the middle. You should not stick at the bottom. if it is, you put it at the bottom, you'll be hiding the publisher. Publisher name will be under the bottom of the spine. As well as in the bottom, when you keep it in the rack, when you take, when you remove, when you keep it back, always the spine label will be damaged. So you have to always paste little top. So these are all the spine label. These 4 category you all have to paste. If you are already following the old table or old policy or the old library procedures, you can please keep following the same. If you are going to develop a new library, you have to follow, this is the spine label. This 4 section has to come. The first one, classification number. The second one is cutter. The third one is year and accession number. Why we give all those things? For example, same civil engineering. I have given some example of the book title, Basic Civil Engineering by Bhavikat. This is the book. For example, same book, same civil engineering, Bhavikat, but different spelling and year of different publications. You have to distinguish, right? If you keep all together in one place, it will be going in one place. All the Bhavikat comes. Again, if you want to sort out year wise, you have to keep first all 624, then alphabet wise, then year wise. For example, 624, same BHA, Bhavana or Bhavikat or Bhavesh, everything comes in one place. When you want to keep all of them in one place, you have to keep year wise, then the next sort out, then accession number. So that's the reason we have given this 4 category. If you started arranging this way, you'll be having proper section. It will be very neat. It will be very easy retrieval process. So you have to keep the spine label containing these all 4 categories. If you are going to change, you please follow these 4 categories. And the librarian's main job, some of the subjects are little critical. You cannot find this subject goes to which subject area. As a librarian, we have to identify at least the main subject area. These are all some samples I have given. For example, higher education, leadership and management. See, this is the topic. So as a librarian, we should know these books goes to which subject area, because it deals with the leadership and management and a higher education. So this particular book goes to the education sections, 370. When you check the Dewey Decimal Classification, I'll share the table. When you check just education, it goes to 370 as a main subject area. Under main subject area, you'll be having higher education. Within higher education, you'll be finding some office administration, comes under leadership and management. So this is the way you have to find. You don't need to worry if you're not very familiar with the classification scheme. It is fine, because this Dewey Decimal Classification very easy and flexible. If you find a higher education, that's enough. You don't need to go any particular subject area. If you find a higher education, down you'll be having so many options: office administration, then leadership, then classroom technology under higher education. So you can easily identify those number and you can assign this number. And for the second title, psychology of education, it goes to where? Mainly for the psychology, in particularly in education. So this book goes to the psychology sections. Under psychology, education will be covered. So this is the way librarian has to be sharp, which title goes to which main subject area. And this is engineering. First, we have to identify this book has to go on engineering sections, comes under 600 technology. That is enough. Then civil engineering, then architecture engineering. So one by one you have to. So this is the easy way, and you don't need to worry. You're not very familiar with the classification scheme. It is very easy. You don't need to worry. When you're following a Dewey Decimal Classification, if you put it in a main class area, that's enough. And cell biology, you don't need to check for cell. This book goes to the science section and biology. If you search biology, under biology, you'll be finding a cell biology. And Organic chemistry. This is comes under chemistry. Chemistry is a main subject. Organic chemistry is an additional subject area. So this is the way you have to identify and focus, and you have to add. So as a school teachers, there are many school teachers are joined today. The school teachers, when you are assigned for a librarian responsibilities, you don't need to worry. When you find organic chemistry, you can put this book of a particular that subject area. That's enough. This descriptive mathematics, under mathematics section, you can put any basic mathematics, descriptive mathematics. And other easy way, if you go to this link, let me show you. Okay, the link I have shared, this is Library of Congress. If you don't know anything about classification, but you have to classify books, as a new librarian, we all faced difficulties. When we were working in an international level, there will be a different subject areas we have to identify. When it comes to the single librarian, when we are not familiar, we will easily find from any topic. This is Library of Congress. The link I have given on my presentation. Whatever the international books are being published, one copy they send it to Library of Congress. If any book has ISBN number and international publishers, they send one copies to the Library of Congress, and they will purchase, Library of Congress also they purchase lump books from the particular publishers. So they will be having all subject areas. I'll show you some example. Indian educations, you just search. See, they have n number of subject areas. Under Indian subject, they are having 4,200 books. They have only on Indian educations. You just click any book randomly. I just click Indian Education Act of 1971, because we are going to take only the classification number. So this is their catalog. They follow both LC Library of Congress as well as Dewey Decimal classifications. See, this is the book Indian Educational Systems. See, here they mentioned LC subject area. This is LC colon classification, KF27. Point E333, this is the LC classification number. You just come down, you will be finding Dewey Decimal classification number. See, 344.73. It is ready-made classification numbers are available. You take this number and you check it in the schedule sections, 344.73. What is it? Then you just check if it is exactly Indian education, then you can take this number. It's so easy. Anything, only higher education or education in Nigeria. Let me check if anything comes. Education in Nigeria. I take down. Oh, they have only LC, no DDC. So you have to check the other book. Go on the top, go next. Here you will be finding it. See the number 371.2. If you want, you can take only 371.2, or you can add full number. So this is the way you can easily find. Okay, then I'll go back to my slide because I have to finish fast. So this link I have given, you always check in the Library of Congress. And I have given some video tutorials for Dewey Decimal classification, how to use table, how to use relative index, how to use schedules. So you please go through these links, and as well as I have given some books links, particularly for the classification and cataloging. So you can please go through the books and go through these videos. I'll close this one and I'll share the cataloging section. I'll go to the catalog sections. I hope my screen is visible. AACR2 and Mark 21. This is the cataloging, and we are sort out the time already 11:56. So I have to go a little fast. Okay, this is the cataloging sections, AACR2 and Mark 21. When you want to catalog, we have to see what are the main subject areas we have to cover and how it will be and why should be. One such a facility is the catalog of the library, which facilitates the readers to know what documents the library has and where are they located and which shelf it is available and how to get access. So this is the main criteria for the cataloging. Then the word catalog has been derived from the Greek expression katalogos. It means a list or register or complete enumeration of something, some particular subject area. Can participants please mute your mics? Okay, thank you. And this is the choice of access. What is access? When you go and search, whether it could be online or whether it is manual card, you have to go by author wise or the subject area. Dear participants, could you please keep your mic on mute? There is some noise disturbance from your backside. Someone has to mute. Okay, so this is the element of catalog card. Why we are showing the old catalog card means we have to show what are all the access points. First, personal author name, the entry, that is the main access point. People go and search by the author, or they may go by title, or they may go by subject area. These are all the main three category people comes to library for searching keywords. They don't know anything about, they don't know the publisher, they don't know ISBN, they don't know anything. So as a librarian, we have to enter these four main categories: title, author, subject area, and keywords. These four are the proper metadata you have to give. Without title, you cannot specify, and without author, you should not enter any books and keywords. Because for example, as I said, the physics book, maybe the people will come for the elastic. The same physics books deals with elastic. So they may ask any elastic books. So you have to give the proper keyword. So how you have to give the keywords? When you open the textbook, table of content, from the table of contents, you have to take the main subject areas. If the physics books deals with n number of elastic, vibration, any other topics, you have to take all those topics and you have to enter into the keyword, and you have to enter even into the subject area, so that when you find elastic, the physics book also will pop up because it deals with the elastic. So you have to keep on your mind, you have to enter proper keywords and proper subject areas. So these are all the access points You can check it later. I will share the PowerPoint presentations. And this is the card entry. At the earliest stage, people are using the card entry. See, there are 3 columns and 2 rows with a hole. You will see in here first row, second row, and column 1, 2, 3 column with a hole. So this is what the card catalog, and these two are the access points: call number, author, and accessor number. These 3 are the major access points. For example, if there is a editor, you cannot enter into a editor in an author's name. You have to start with a title or some publisher's name. If it is publishers, you have to give a publisher's name. Then this all your teachers might be teaching. This you just come, you have to know about the card catalog process. And there are some like a colon, asterisk, slash symbol. These symbols you have to remember. When you want to divide title and subtitle, you have to use colon. When you want to use divide difference between the title and author, you have to use slash, front slash, back slash. These things, you just remember these things. Why we need this? When you want to design any online software, when you want to purchase any online software, you have to ask them to have this AACR2 rules. This is what AACR2 rules. You have to divide title and author by using all these symbols. If you design online software, you have to tell them when the display comes, you have to title and author separate by the slash, backslash. For that reason, you have to know all those things. Okay, I'll go a little fast. At the earliest stage, library card was used. See, this is the library card. This is the access point. This call number, accessor number, and author. I still remember when we are searching in our university, when we were studying, our vice chancellor asked Einstein book, some Einstein book. What is the spelling for Einstein, Albert Einstein? We don't know exact spelling for Einstein. We know the second name because the card catalog all being searched, arranged by alphabet wise. So Einstein, we all check I, starting with I. We were checking the card catalog in the I alphabetic order. But actually the book contains E, E-I-N, Einstein, right? That is the spelling. So we did a mistake. We were searching for 1 hour because we were students. We don't know what exact author. Then the vice chancellor called again. Did you guys find any books or not? No, because we don't know the spelling exactly, but the book was cataloged properly, the card catalog. If it is nowadays online, at least if you search Albert, it is easily come. So this is what the earlier card catalog. And this is the way, if books has editor, you should not, the main entry has to come as a title. This all I will share the PPTs, and you might have one. Redmi has raised the hand. Redmi, I don't know the name, it is being searched as Redmi. Can you please unmute and ask the questions fast? One who's raised the hand, if you want any doubt, you can please unmute your mic and ask. I unmuted yours. Hello? Okay, I'll go further. So this is the card catalog. When it comes to the editor, the main entry goes to the title. Same way, one by one will be there. You can search it later. I have given some example. Books with editor and compiler and translator. When all this comes, the main entry access point has to be goes to the title area. And this is for the map. You have to give a classification, even the cataloging, even for maps, whatever the items you have to give. And this is the link I have given for the mark formats. Let me show you fast. I stop sharing and I'll share this. Okay, hope you can see the screen. It is MARC summary statement of the bibliographical records. See, these are all the MARC record. I will show you one by one what is it, where it is. In the same book, if you take out any book, you have to enter in this particular tag number, particular field number. Nowadays, you all buying the ready-made or the commercial software. When you enter in a MARC format, when it comes to the title, where the title field, you have to enter in that particular title field. I will search the title. See, title and title related field. 200 20x is the tag number for the titles. Title and title related fields you have to enter here. When it comes to the author, it is called the main entry. 100 is the author's name. This is the main field you have to enter here. So these are all the descriptions I will give. You can search one by one for the physical descriptions. All comes under 300 and 500, 600 subject areas. When you want to enter any keyword or any subject areas, you have to enter only in 600 points. So this is all the MARC format. I have shared the links to you. You can check it later. I close down. I'll go to my screen. Okay. So this is the link. You can check it later. And we will go to MARC format. What is MARC format? There is some echo at the background. Madam Aburwa, can you please mute your mic? Yes, thank you. So this is the MARC format. What is MARC means? This is what machine readable cataloging. When you want to automate, you have to know all the machine readable catalog and what are the forms, how you have to catalog. Today, I will just briefly explain this AACR2 and MARC format. Then when I comes to the automation section, will be very easy. I will show you one by one. Today, I will show you just what is MARC format, what are the tag and what are the main areas. Machine readable catalog. It means that one particular type of machine or the computer can read and interpret the data in the cataloging record. What is catalog record? You have to describe the items. Item means any particular resources. Main entry and ordered entry, the main area. Main entry means the title and author. Then subject headings. As I said, what are the subjects and keywords. Then the classification or the call number. So these are all the main 4 areas you have to cover in the MARC area. It is mandatory. It will not go far without these things. You have to enter at least these 4 categories into the MARC format. When you enter into your library software, you have to enter these 4 categories first. And what is descriptions? Librarians follow the rules in Anglo-American cataloging rules. This is what I have shown in the first slide. This is all Anglo-American cataloging rules. This is the rules. By dividing title and subtitle, you have to use the colon, that colon 2 dot. Then front slash or the backslash. This is called AACR2. You have to follow. And the description is shown in the paragraph section of the code. It includes the title, statement of the responsibilities. You have to enter editor, material detail, publications, physical descriptions, everything. And what is the main entry and ordered entry? This is the access point, as I said, title or author or class number and accessor number. These 4 details are the access points mainly. Then subject heading. As we said, subject headings are very keen metadata points, will pull out all the data from the library software. So you have to specify the subject and keywords properly. It is all called metadata. Nowadays, there are some options ready-made. When you search Z39.9, it will be taking all the metadata from the Google or Amazon. I will show you when I show you the demo on Koha. And call number, as we said before, call number means what? Dewey Decimal Classification Number, or any other classification scheme, plus cutter. Author's first, second author's first three name. Both is called call number. You have to have. And why mark record is necessary? Yes, it is necessary so that it will be pulling the data from your system. I'll go back. Field, tag, everything is there. I will show you with example, then you will come to know. This is the mark record. I will show you some sample at the end. Okay, these are all the tag, main details you have to enter. For example, this is the book you are going to enter. This is the mark format. These are all the main data you have to enter. Like data, you have three columns, right? Signpost, data, and tag. When you check in the tag mark format, 100 is the main entry for the author, personal name. Then again, corporate author means publisher. You have to enter in 110. Here I have only author, so I have to enter into the 100 field. Main entry and the personal name. What is the second one? 245 is the title statement. When you check in the mark format, you have to compulsory enter 100 and 245. Then if you want to edit any edition, you have to enter into 250. That is the tag number in the mark format. Then the publications. 260 is the publication tag number. $A, B, C divides into the place of publication, name of the publisher, date of the publications. This is what the copyright year. You have to enter into 260 as a mark format. Then physical descriptions comes under 300, like pagination, illustration material, and size of the book. It's all comes under $A, B, C. You have to enter into this particular area so that the information retrieval from the OPAC will be displayed properly with the ASCR2 rules. Then the subject area, it all comes under 650, the tag number. Sign poster means topical subject, like mechanical issue, any other books, subject area. If you want to add everything, you have to add in 650. You can add a n number of metadata you can add. So this is what, and the call number. When the call number comes, 050 is the Library of Congress, and 080 is for the Universal Decimal Classification. 82 is a Dewey Decimal Classification. So you have to follow all this mark format. This is what, and I have given some link. These are, now I don't have a time, already 12:15. So I will show it on the last session when we are giving the demonstration for the Koha. There is a Koha user using libraries, India as well as South Asia, and Koha using libraries in Nigeria. This is the Koha using libraries worldwide. So these are all the links you can check. It is very reliable software. Koha is an open source. Maybe some of the schools which they may not have even the software, they can utilize this software as a Koha. I am ready to help you out whenever you want to implement this Koha software. I have an experience. Only thing I need your support from the IT for installation. Installation part only IT people knows, because they have to block a firewall, they have to enable many things. So once you all install, then I am ready to give you the training, or even I am ready to implement on behalf of you. I will give a training for you for the Koha once you installed by using your IT team. And this is the reference materials that I have given. These all the links you have to go to, and this mark format, everything will be very useful. So please browse.
Can you please show the previous slide for Koha installation? Previous slide, sir.
Installation part, I can do it, but we need many administration rights from your company. So
I mean, sir, the PPT part, please. Koha installation, South Asia, like that.
Yes, we have. We will share it to you. Yeah, once we install, the customization is very easy. The customization part, we will give you the guidance. So this is what I have done my sessions. And if you guys have any queries related to classification, cataloging, and even this Koha, Koha, again, I will take it on Friday because tomorrow I'll take
If you could please show the previous slide, the slide before reference, sir, please.
this one.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah, this link, the PPT, I will send it to you right away. You don't need to worry. The entire PPT, whatever I am showing it today, I will share it through the WhatsApp group. Yeah, you don't need to worry. Fine, thank you. I have done my session today and hope you'll be having some new information from today's session. And from my side, I make sure I'm ready to help you for implementing Koha as well as DSpace for the digital institutional repository. That also I will try to give you demonstration on Friday, Koha as well as DSpace for the library automation as well as institutional repository, digital repository. These two I will show you on Friday. And any other questions for today's session, classification and cataloging and mark format and AACR2? I was little fast while AACR2 and mark, but when you go through this, you will be easily come to know. And if you have any doubts,